Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, sisters watching us from the house, wherever it is you're joining us on YouTube, Facebook. Thank you for staying tuned with us from 10 o'clock up until now. My name is Habeebah Ashiru, and I'll be moderating this panel session, the first fireside chat themed mental health, and social tips to optimizing Ramadan amidst economic crisis. And I'll be doing that with our beautiful doctor, our mother here, Dr. Azeezat Lebimoyo. Assalamu alaikum, Dr. Azeezat.
Salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, Habeebah.
Jazakumullah khairan for joining us. I look forward to learning and hearing a lot from you today. Before I get right into the fireside chat, I would like to give a little introduction, let our viewers meet our speaker. Dr. Azeezat Lebimoyo is a consultant psychiatrist with the Lagos State University Teaching Hospital, Ikeja, Lasot. She's also an associate lecturer at the Lagos State University College of Medicine, LASOCOM. Dr. Azeezat has several publications in international journals. She's a member of the West Africa College of Physicians and also a fellow of the National Postgraduate Medical College of Nigeria. In addition, Dr. Lebimoyo is a member of the Health Committee at the National Fati Society of Nigeria, NASFAT. Dr. Azeezat Lebimoyo isn't just a consultant psychiatrist. She's a powerhouse of knowledge in mental health, wellness, and counseling. So be rest assured we brought you the best of the best in the mental health industry in Nigeria. Assalamu alaikum once again, Dr. Azeezat.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you for the nice intro.
Alhamdulillah. I hope you're having a good start to your day.
Yes, I am. Alhamdulillah.
In line with the theme of the event, where we say resilience in Ramadan, how can we thrive through economic challenges? It's a time, this Ramadan, it's a big time for Muslim women. There's already a lot of pressure that has been preconceived in us since we were growing. The women sort of have to do more than they normally do in Ramadan from the male counterpart. There's already a struggle where I'm deciding, how do I manage my time? How do I wake up for sahur? How do I balance things and still show up for myself as a Muslim woman that I am first? So my first question for you today, Dr. Azeezat, is how can Muslim women avoid feeling overwhelmed? How can they manage the stress that comes with Ramadan and balance their religious duties, because we're first Muslims before any other thing? And in balancing their religious duties, how do they get to not neglect yourself? So how can they balance it? How can they balance the deen and showing up as women, as Muslim women during Ramadan?
Okay, thank you so much, Habeebah, for your questions. I feel like this is a very wonderful time to have such a discussion. I mean, we all know what's going on in the world right now. The economy is, it's not in the best of states. Right now, there's a cost of living, crisis globally, not just in Nigeria, though. In a country like Nigeria, we may say that we may actually be having a tougher time than other countries, and of course, we all know that Ramadan comes with a lot of a lot of stress. Yeah, comes with some level of stress, and for most people, I believe, for most Muslims, this Ramadan may be a little bit tougher than previous ones, mainly because of economic problems. Yeah, we understand that, of course, the price of food stuff has gone up. Buying fuel. Business owners can attest to that. Buying fuel to run businesses, cost of accommodations, the cost of living, everything that pertains to one having, adequate basic necessities of life are so expensive and out of reach for most people. And Muslim women, or women generally, we are the managers of the home. So definitely we would even feel it more is more expensive than it used to be. So yes, Ramadan is here, or Ramadan is going to be here, in a couple of days. How can we manage? How can we cope? Because we can't turn a blind eye to these things. Definitely, it's going to the economic crisis is going to affect us whether we like it or not. Even the richest of the rich are also feeling the
They are
heat.
feeling it.
They are feeling the heat. So I think no one is exempt. Someone was saying recently that we don't even have any middle class again. You're either rich or you are poor. So if we're going by that categorization, I think many of us will fall within the poor bracket. May Allah provide for us So
Amina.
yes, we need to know how best to navigate this tough time. Now, one thing I would want us as Muslims to remember first and foremost before we start thinking about, oh, there's no money, there's no food, there's no this. Let us even remember that we are blessed. Allah has put us among the fortunate ones that we even recognize that there's a lovely month within the Islamic calendar, Ramadan. Let us remember the significance of the month itself. It's a month that comes with a lot of mercy, a lot of blessings, a month of acceptance of dua, a month where destinies can be changed for good. So I think one of the first things we can do, without worrying so much about economic, is let's remember that, okay, this month is here. This is a month where I have the opportunity to improve my iman, to ask Allah for what I want, to seek Allah's favor. And that's one thing that should keep us excited and one thing that should keep us hope. In the middle of everything going on, yes, we have this unique opportunity to improve our lot by taking advantage of the month if we maximize it well. So that should give us some level of succor and relief that Allah has given us this month for a reason. And we should have the mindset that I will do within the best of my ability to maximize the benefits that come with this month. So after accepting and welcoming and being mentally ready for the month, another thing which we could do that could help us to cope better and reduce mental stress, in the middle of all this, uncertainty in the world, is of course to adopt the mindset of being grateful. Human beings, the way how we are created, has created us in a way that our needs are insatiable. We always want more. Even the things we think we need, some things we think we need them so much, but we really don't. But because of this human desire, Allah has made us that way. We always want to acquire much. We always feel like if we haven't achieved that thing we're actually setting our hearts on, we haven't arrived, we haven't made any headway. So it's important for us to, change our mindset and thank Allah that for what we have at the moment. That can also help to ease any mental tension that we are going through. Thank Allah for being alive, alhamdulillah. Thank Allah for the gift of health, physical health. You can move about, physical and mental health. You can converse with your fellow human. Your memory is intact. Your intellect is fantastic. These are things to be thankful for. Thank Allah for your family, your spouse, your children, your parents. Thank Allah for the job you have or the business that you have. Thank Allah for, there are so many things. If we sit down to reflect, Allah's mercy, Allah's blessings are abundant. If we don't just look at the material aspect. So having this mindset of gratitude for what you have, the things you can even perceive and things you cannot perceive, would go a long way in helping us, do away with what we call a sense of lack or a sense of deprivation. So gratitude for what you have while still hoping that inshallah things would get better, or what you haven't achieved yet, you will still achieve it in the future, would also go a long way in helping us maintain our mental wellness and of course improve our resilience. Now, beyond this, it's also very important that realistic goals for the month of Ramadan. Now, when I say realistic for different people could mean a lot of things. We all have different levels of physical strength, different levels of financial power, different levels of knowledge and exposure. Because I know that when Ramadan is coming, some people are already having organizers. Yes, I must complete 10 juzus. I must do Qiyamul. I must not miss one Qiyamul. Maybe you're a female, most likely you might see your period during this month. So that's another thing that many of us Muslim women need to remember. Oh, I must do this, I must do that. Alhamdulillah, it's all well and good to have goals, but then we also need to understand what our reality is. Some of us are engaged in studies, maybe we are students, and of course, depending on the kind of course you are studying, the level of commitment or how busy you are might depend on what course you are studying. So you may actually not have enough time to engage in so many acts of ibadah compared to a student that doesn't have as many lectures to attend as you. Same thing for a woman who is working, depending on the kind of office you work. Your work may be so busy that you can't even take a breather. You are always on the road or things like that. You may not actually be able to achieve, lofty, goals within Ramadan. So we already know our circumstance, and you should set your goals to accommodate your circumstance. We need to strike a balance between and also between worship. So work, rest, and worship, we want to achieve all that within the month of Ramadan, because we know that we're all striving, we are competing with the men folk, not just ourselves now. There's no special aljana for women. Both men and women were coping the same aljana. So definitely, even though we may not be able to do so much as men, but then within our capacity, and Allah sees what our strengths are, we'll still be able to achieve much. So Alhamdulillah, technology has made things really great now. You don't have to attend all the Ramadan lectures physically. I mean, now we start seeing so many adverts online about Ramadan lectures, the ones you want, you can start planning towards the ones you want to attend. But physical your health problems or work commitment you can't attend, please, and you have data, you know key into online Islamic lectures, whether the live ones or whether the ones that have already been recorded, pre-recorded and all that. We shouldn't beat ourselves up over the fact that we're unable to do. There might not even be money for you to even transport yourself to some of these centers, because we know that transportation too is transportation fares too. They've been hiked now, and you might not be able to attend also. Let's take advantage of technology and attend as many virtual events as we can if we know we don't have the capacity. Then also for those of us that work in settings where we are allowed to go on annual leave, I'm aware that some women, plan towards Ramadan by fixing their annual leave for that period. For those that are, employed, and if you are a business owner during that period, if you think you can afford to close shop or close business because you feel you want to maximize and you think you've saved up enough to cater for your needs during this period, it's not a bad idea for you to take a break. However, if you can't leave your business, you can't take a break, like an extended break because of Ramadan, then you should also try as much as possible to get at work. You don't have to be on your feet throughout the work hours. If there's something called a break time during your work, please take advantage of it. We are not machines. We need to to work and at the same time get enough rest. You are helping your body and you're also helping your mind. So working continuously without having any would also be a problem. So we should take advantage of any short breaks that we might get. Now, another thing I would in the face of all these economic problems, that we also need to cut our coat according to our cloth. It's very important. Social media has a lot of advantages, but I've also realized in recent times it has the unfortunate potential to tension a lot of people. Apologies to my content creators. I know we have a number of Muslims that are content creators too, but I also think that we need to be mindful of what we put out there, because whether we like it or not, we're going to account for some of the for anything we do basically. And there's this trend I noticed where some people put online, oh, prepare, caption will be preparing for Ramadan shopping, or Ramadan is coming, things to now see someone putting sacks of rice, buying, I just bought this sack of rice, I bought this sack of beans, I bought 100 tubers of yam, I bought this palm oil, oh, I bought this 10 kilos of chicken, 10 kilos of, and it seems all beautiful and attractive when you look at it online. But if we look at it from the perspective of someone that doesn't have, it could actually be very oppressing. I'm sure many people that do this actually, they don't see it from that angle. They just feel like I'm creating content for my page. But meanwhile, some of us don't have that much. So our content creators that are Muslims, we also need to be considerate about what we put out there, so that we also don't fall into error of, oppressing other people, or how would I put it, reminding people that they don't have, and then it's also very important for those of us that are watching these people too. We need to understand that some of these things are just contents, like they say, package. They might not actually belong to the person that's even posting it on the first place. So people get contracts to advertise products or to act as, they are being paid. They are being paid to project these things. You now have some women feeling bad, like, last year I bought a cow to prepare for Ramadan. I stocked my freezer. This year we haven't afford to buy a chicken. So
Yeah,
we need to recognize that not
watch it on
yeah,
social.
not everybody will be able to not everybody will be able to do bulk buying, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. It doesn't mean you are a failure. You don't have to do. If what you can do is buy what you have at that, if it's a derika you can buy per day, please gladly buy it. Nobody is policing you.
It
If it is
doesn't
one
make you
tuber
less
of
of a
yam you can buy per week, but I know that this might be difficult for someone who has actually been doing that. But even then, we also that's why the month of Ramadan is here, to teach us how it is to be deprived and also learn from that. So let us not give into the temptation to want to
motivation of
copy what we
normal
see
from social
online.
media.
Yeah, don't let us put ourselves under undue pressure. You don't need to bulk buy vegetable oil or palm oil. You buy what you can afford and you'll be content, you'll be happy with it. While that things would get better. Then also impulse buying, buying things you don't need, buying things because you think they look attractive, or sometimes during Ramadan you might see promos, buy one get 10 free. I don't know how the person doing the promo wants to make their profit anyway. But then people have this opinion: "Oh, if I buy one and get 10 free, I'll use it for the next." There's nothing you buy that it won't be exhausted. So if it is one, even if you can't buy at all, you buy, but you don't need to buy it. Is it a necessity? Is it something I really need? If not, if it's just something you want to add to your collection or put in your wardrobe or whatever, then you might not really need to buy that extra thing. So we need to be able to control our urges, reduce impulse buying, because you do not have to bulk buy to have a wonderful Ramadan. Buy, even if it is single items you can buy at a time, buy it, and of course, pray that Allah should provide the means for you to do more. Then another put a lot of tension on ourselves. This idea that iftar and sahur have to be a buffet. As we are taking tapioca, we are
Meal,
taking pap, we are taking
then
rice,
after Tarawih,
there are grapes in one corner, oranges in one corner. Of course, it looks very. I admire those things when I see them too. But then, let's get real here. There's no money outside, so
exactly.
so there's no money. So, and let us not forget the Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, who is our role model. I don't think it's anywhere in the scriptures or in the holy books that they used to have buffet when they are, having
Five
iftar or
star
doing
meal.
so. If you're able to have it, alhamdulillah. Exactly, but then we also need to recognize that there should be moderation in everything. And when
Yeah.
extravagance starts to come in, we might
Even
be
with
falling into another error.
pain. Yeah.
So you don't
For
need
the
to
sake
do a
of
buffet.
those people,
Yeah,
Dr. Azeezat says you should remember the significance of the month of Ramadan, be mentally
yeah,
ready for it, and thank Allah
yeah,
that, oh, Alhamdulillah, for gifts that are not monetary. Once the gifts are not monetary, we tend to forget the blessings of Allah. If Allah is not giving you 10 figures a
yes,
month, you don't
yes,
think
that
you
is true.
are
That is
deserving.
true. So
And
the
set
mindset that we may
goals.
put ourselves under, that we need to, yes, yes, set realistic goals. Set realistic
Small
goals.
goals.
So we don't need to have a
Okay
buffet every
for you
time
to
we are
just finish
cooking.
one jizu in the month of Ramadan. It's okay for you to finish 10, but
There's
set goals that
absolutely
are
nothing
smart,
wrong with it.
measurable, that are realistic, that can be achievable. And also schedule your time to fit into Ramadan. Don't let us make Ramadan our plan B. Let it be a plan A, then you schedule your day around that. Yes, you mentioned that we should cut our coat according to our size. Now it's giving the women mental stress
Yes,
on how to manage the finances, buy stuff the way they're expensive, and
yes,
still be able to meet family needs. Now,
yeah,
so what would you advise to Muslim women that are
yes.
shopping for Ramadan with the way the things are very expensive and you have limited resources to do so? Now, the 100K you used to stock up for Ramadan last year is not the same you would use here. That enough is already a mental stress on some women.
Yeah.
So what do you think we can do? Is there an opportunity for bulk buying or something like of that sort?
Yes, as I said earlier, if you can afford bulk buying, it's okay. And if you can't afford bulk buying, it's also okay. We don't need to bulk buy. It depends on your pocket. And I can assure you, many people will be bulk buying this Ramadan, but going by the economic realities we have on ground. And there's absolutely nothing to feel ashamed of about it. As long as you're not stealing, you're not doing it. I mean, you are living within your means. And also, we also shouldn't be shy to take advantage of opportunities that come, our way. During Ramadan, people are more generous. You tend to see more freebies, packages, iftar at community mosques, food items or clothing, whatever. I understand that nobody likes to be on it's not a pleasant thing for you to have been a giver, then you now have to be the receiver.
Or the
But if they are giving free foodstuffs in your neighborhood or in your office or wherever, this is not the time
feel
to
free to
feel shy.
collect.
I mean, you didn't beg for it. Go there and collect, or you
You don't need
send people to
bigger
collect for
person.
you. Exactly. You send people to either you go there to collect or you send people to collect for. There's absolutely nothing to be ashamed of there because giving out these items are doing it in the spirit of Ramadan. So, and it might not even be foods, it might not be material things. It could even be knowledge. During Ramadan, you could have people doing free courses, free, vocational trainings. This might just be the golden opportunity to learn this skill or learn this thing you've been wanting to do for so long. Previously, the cost of learning such a skill might have been about 100,000 or whatever. Now you are having an opportunity to learn this for free, and you learn during Ramadan, and you are empowered for life. So don't let us feel shy. to take advantage of these kind of opportunities when they come our way. Then I also need to make a mention about charity. There's this opinion that when people go for programs and they make loud donations, oh, Alaja, this person is donating 1 million, and everybody says, oh, Takbir, Allah Akbar, Alaji Tamedo is donating 5 billion,
Same for events.
and the person that has only 1K or two or maybe 5,000, like I think you take my money home. We shouldn't put us. Allah knows your capacity, and everybody cannot have the same financial power. Give what you can. And even if you can't give out money, there are so many other ways of doing so. Like you could mentor someone, you could teach people for free, even saying hi to your sister or your brother, paying someone a visit. There's so many ways. But the way how we see things, that if I don't give money, if I don't give, I've not done charity. No, it is not that. That is so untrue. That is so untrue. You can do Sodaka in so many ways. So let us disabuse ourselves of that mindset that if I can't drop millions or donate a large amount of money, I've not done Sodaka. That is not true. Teaching someone the Quran is also a form of Sodaka. So as Muslims,
someone for tahajjud is also a form of
it's Sodaka. Even if it is your children that you wake up for tahajjud, or is your spouse or your brother or your sister, whatever it is, once you are doing something for another person and it also can be perceived as something good, then it is a Sodaka, inshallah. So this mindset of, yes, I must give money, it's not compulsory. Then also, we also need to learn how to adjust our expectations. Allah has created all of us differently. Not all of us would always be on the same social status. With this economic reality we are saying, with economic instability, there are still some people that we perceive to be enjoying in the midst of it all, and that doesn't mean Allah has forgotten you. Allah is just, and for one reason or the other, you are in this situation at this point in time. I just expect and believe that it won't be like this forever. And be realistic when you are, projecting or hustling or trying to to make extra for yourself. I saw a video recently online, was it on TikTok or Instagram, where a man was gripping the Kaaba. Someone went for, was it Umrah or Hajj, and was gripping $500 million. Ya Allah, 500 million. And I was like,
asking for Jannah.
I was like, my goodness, what do you need $500 million for? How are you even going to sleep at night with that kind of money? I don't know.
Asking for Jannah.
Which would actually been his priority. At the Kaaba, but everybody's priorities are different.
It's money.
I like money like the next person, but then again, we should also be realistic in our demands. You know the kind of work you are doing. Most likely, you won't make $500 million unless you probably embezzle or you engage in something fraudulent. You know the opportunities available to you. So Allah is not a magician. Allah is not a magician. We know what we are doing. We know what we are working towards. Let's be realistic in our expectations. Let's be realistic in our demands. And of course, try to be content with what we have while not looking too much at what other people have, because that takes away the joy in our blessings that we have already. We won't appreciate what we have if we're always looking at what does this person have, what does this person have. Exactly. It will never be enough. It will never, ever be enough if we're always trying to look at what others are doing. Yeah, it would never be enough. So that's another thing I think our sisters should learn from. It's very important. I'll make it easy for us.
I hope we're all taking notes at home, because my notepad is filled with so many nuggets. So Dr. Azeezat, for my next question, this seems sort of more for the working class Muslim women. So if for a 9-to-5 that's going through a lot with work, you say, join some work communities, look for a trusted colleague at work to speak to, or outsource your task. But then for Ramadan, can we outsource our task? Yes, we can outsource to a significant level, but then what are some ways women can build or strengthen their social circle for emotional and practical support? There's a community for psychiatrists in Kinikon. You get support from there. What are some ways that Muslim women can use those networks for emotional support to cope with Ramadan stress? There's a lot already for Nigerian women. So what's your advice?
Yeah, well, alhamdulillah, there are associations all over the place now. Even if you are not working as a 9-to-5, even if you are a trader, there are associations, alhamdulillah. And during Ramadan, it's a common thing to see almost every association come up with one program or the other. This is the time for us to key into those programs. If you've not been interacting with people that you are within the same business or the same professional space, this is the time to actually go there and know one another, so that you can develop relationships that will even extend beyond Ramadan. So you said 9 to 5. Yeah, 9 to 5 is busy, no doubt. But then again, we will come out of the office, even if it is in the evenings or if it's on weekends, that you would have time to go for association programs or to meet people that have like minds. And it doesn't have to be in the mosque. It could be professional association, your old school association, things that involve you being within a group of people, because we are social beings. The way we are created, we are supposed to interact. The idea of Jama comes because Allah wants us to always do things in congregation. There's reward for doing things in congregation. So we need to be intentional, seeking out such avenues or seeking out such associations. Some of those things won't come to us. We have to look for them. So as I said earlier, there will be so many programs, so many events going on right now. If you've had interest in one of these events before, programs or associations, this might just be the time to sign up for such programs, hoping to continue with them even after Ramadan. So we need to be intentional about it. Look for those you think are of like minds and of like faith, and key into such systems. Then getting support. Yes, you can outsource. We are not robots. Even robots get tired. Machines break down too. So talk less of we human beings. Yes, you should also, for those that can afford it, if you have the money, please by all means get someone to help you with your housekeeping, your grocery shopping, or whatever. For those that cannot, and we have children that we think are a little bit mature, get your kids involved in praying for Ramadan.
Even the ones
There's
that are
joy.
God, give this one the way to pluck. Give that one
Exactly.
God.
Exactly. How they put it, there's no award for the best, the person who can suffer the most. So there's nothing like that. And you are not good used to anyone or yourself if you break down while in the process of trying to satisfy everyone. So yes, outsource, get your kids involved, get your spouse involved. It's very important. Get if you have family staying with you, get them involved and learn to say I'm tired. Learn to say I'm tired. Learn to say no. You can't be everywhere. You can't do everything. If you think you've exceeded your limit, you don't think you can, push yourself any longer, and you're feeling weak, you're feeling tired, this is the time to just say, I'm sorry, maybe I'm fully booked, or I don't have time for this, or I might not be able to do this. Allah sees your heart. Allah sees your intentions. If you are sincerely and truly tired, please take advantage of this. I also want to make a note to some of our Muslims that may be pregnant. Somebody, I'm strong, I can still fast, I'm strong. I used to, for my first pregnancy, I fasted the whole 30 days, nothing happened. You have the caveat of exemption for a reason, and we should take advantage of that. We should take advantage of. If you are pregnant, you are ill, you are on treatment for any serious condition, and you have been given the opportunity you are exempted from Ramadan, please let us take advantage. Don't let us put ourselves into danger. Allah wants ease for us, so we should make things easy for ourselves too. It's very important. So
No.
get all the support you need, and of course, doing this would also help us achieve this mental wellness that we all seek. Yeah.
Now, your last statement that said learn to say no, that is going to bring me to my last question for today.
Okay.
You said learn to say no. How do I say no without feeling guilty? How do I say no without being termed the lazy wife? How can I set boundaries with the family to avoid burnouts during Ramadan? They say, you're just being lazy. Is it not just to wash the plate? How can I say no for them to see that, okay, this person really needs this rest? Especially then there's a question on our screen that says, how do you cope in a large family house? For Muslim women that are staying with their mother-in-laws, they're in a big house. How do they say no without feeling guilty? How do they say no without being tagged the lazy wife or the irresponsible wife?
Well, you asked a very big question because I know that circumstances are different. For those who live in a big family house, it might be more difficult because you have more people to please or more people to satisfy. And for those that probably stay with the immediate family, it may be a bit easier to say yes. I can't do this. How do you say no? No, no, I can't do it. I'm
Yeah,
tired.
that's it.
And oh no. Anyway, that's by the side. But the reality is that, of course, if from time you've always been someone that has been helpful, has someone that is always willing to assist others, it will be easy for them, people around you to believe when you say you don't have the capacity. It depends on the kind of person you were before you now start saying no. But then again, it's also important for us to recognize that there are some people that even no matter how much you do, or you say or you think you
There's
go out of
no
your way for, they'll just perceive you as you just don't want to help. And you really can't do much
change what
about that.
people feel about you.
Yeah, you can't. You can only try. But at the end of the day, not everyone would be entirely pleased with you. So yourself first. Remember that yourself first. As long as you are
Prioritize.
sincere about being tired. I'm tired. I don't think I can do this. I don't think I can do that. I mean, look at, okay, for those that probably give out large amounts of financial help during Ramadan before, this would be a trying time. And I'm sure that many of them will not even be happy about it. They're probably that donating hundreds of thousands, and now they're probably even struggling to even bring
Providing.
together 10,000. People are going to be disappointed. Those that have depended on you to send them for Hajj every year, or those that have depended on you to give them a particular amount. I'm sorry, I don't have. And Allah knows you don't have. No, I can't give you. And that should be it. As long as you are sincere, and I think that should be the main focus. You live in a big family house, people are demanding you cook this, you cook that. I'm not saying you shouldn't pitch in, do your best, but once you are tired, grandma, grandpa, I'm tired.
That's
Uncle,
communicating value.
auntie, exactly. As I said, if you break down today, you are of no use to anyone. So there's absolutely no reason why you need to stretch yourself, to the point of, breaking down. So learn how to say no. No is no. But I would implore us to also, even before it gets to that point, let us try to be helpful to others. Let's try to be generous to others. Let's try to go the extra mile for others, so that when you say no, it will be perceived as yes, you are being honest. And
Correct.
there should be minimal. There will be complaints, but at least it will be minimal. Allah will make it easy.
I mean, I think from the beginning of our discussion, we've been majorly talking about the married one. Now let's take it back to the single ones and back
Okay.
again students. Now it might be exam season for other students. How do you manage having to read long hours, having to cook for iftar and sahur, having to go for classes? What's your advice for Muslim women that are still schooling, the unmarried ones that are having to deal with a lot? They feel the pressure that they want to celebrate with their family the way others too are celebrating. How can they manage that too?
Well, for me, Muslim females that are single and are students, they're very lucky when it comes to Ramadan. I think your obligations and responsibilities are very minimal. I mean, Ramadan as a single lady is one of
The
it's
softest.
a yeah, it's a blessing, it's a privilege, because you only have to take care of yourself, really. You don't have too many demands on your time and on your person. So yes, I understand we might have exams, we might have lectures. This is where being organized comes to play. And of course, as I said before, it's not when you enter Ramadan that you now say, okay, I will start doing this, I'll start doing. You should have been mentally prepared for it even before Ramadan comes. So then it's not too late. You have a few days, draw a schedule for yourself. I'll probably read for 3 hours a day. I go for lectures between this time to this time. I'm going to have a small nap between one, maybe 1 to 2 or whatever. You need to the point that you might need to draw a roster for yourself so you don't get overwhelmed. With regards to food, students are very lucky. There's always free iftar at the mosque, or
And
most
you
most
can
school.
even feel if you're too tired to cook.
Yes, MSS. I mean, when I was in school, and I know it still operates till now, MSS, there was free food at the mosque, so unless you don't want to take it, there will be
Mhm.
opportunities for you to have free iftar, even free sahur in many institutions where there's a vibrant Muslim student society. There will be, so take advantage of that. Organize yourselves better, and try to get enough rest. This is not the time for you to now start reading excessively into the night when you know you still have to wake up for Qiyamul Layl or wake up for Sahur. Organize your daytime as much as possible. Don't forget that this is just a month, and is a month is like a month loaded with so many benefits. So all the sacrifices you think you can make for that month, just give it your best. But just try to have a schedule for yourself so that you can follow it. When Ramadan starts, and as much as, just as I said earlier, be realistic. You might not be able to complete the Quran 10 times as you wish to, even if it's just once. Even if you can't, if it's only a page a day you can read. Allah loves the moderate deeds that are consistent.
Right.
It's not about
Yes.
the truckload of ibadah that you do. It's about the sincerity behind each ibadah, how consistent you are with it. And Allah knows that's the beautiful thing about this. Allah knows your strength, He knows your capacity. For those that can't even read the Quran in Arabic, you don't have to despair. There's the English version, there's the transliteration. For those that can't sit down and do plenty dua for 2 hours, because we compete with the males sometimes as students. You see the males reading Quran, they might, you might not be able to do that. Or they see them doing different types of dua and askar. There are small but mighty duas that you can do that would encompass almost everything that you need. So this, you might also need to do that homework now. Yes, You might also need to do that homework now. Start searching for duas that are short but comprehensive, that contain, that encompass almost everything you want to say to Allah. And even if you don't know it, Allah understands you. As much as possible, try to, be realistic with your goals for Ramadan. And I believe that that would help. For students, I think that would definitely go a long way in helping them manage their Ramadan effectively and, of course, maintain their mental wellness during this period.
Now, students at home, single Muslim women, please, time management is key. Once you have
Yes.
a timetable that you stick to, Ramadan will be as easy as ABC for you. And may Allah strengthen the Muslim married women that are going to
Um,
have to cook or feast up for the entire days of Ramadan. I pray Allah
yeah.
ease all our prayers and allow more
Um,
Ramadan. Yeah, Allah. Ramadan is in a few days. Funny how
yes.
it started out with some of us might not be part of those that will fast this month of Ramadan, but we pray to Allah to make us amongst those that will reach the month of Ramadan and beyond. Jazakumullah khairan, sisters. I really, really enjoyed it.
Um,
Taking down so many notes that I look forward to sharing with my other Muslim friends that are women. Jazakumullah khairan. Do we have any questions at home? I believe it's time. Do you have any words you want to say for us, Sister Azeezat?
Well, nothing. Just I wish all of us a lovely, Ramadan, a productive Ramadan. I pray Allah answers, all our prayers, and it makes it easy for us to witness many more, inshallah, in good physical health and mental health.
I mean, mental health is very important. Now,
Yes.
Karen, assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.